What's up, YouTube? Here's my trade recap for Thursday, July 9th. Right. So on the daily time frame here, this is gonna be a quick video because, well, today is just a quick day. It was around like no, not 1 minute, like 3 minutes, under 3 minutes. Yeah, anyway. So on the daily time frame here, we swept out the sell side, and from there we could see that we were distributing through. We're not quite through yet, but we're pretty high up through this daily for value gap. So I was still open to the possibility of being bearish. The only reason, though, that I didn't like being bearish is because we had no good draws. Like, if we were to be bearish, we would have this swing low, which is already high resistance because it was the one that took out this swing low. And aside from that, we would have these lows down here. But that's just way too far, and there's no generated liquidity leading up to that. So ultimately, I did not like being bearish today for those reasons, but I was still open to the opportunity of shorting somewhere if this daily gap held really well, like it did up here. Anyway, we're bullish after we swept the sell side. On the 4 hour, my bullish bias was being confirmed so far because going into market opening, we hadn't yet tapped into this 4 hour gap. And yeah, basically, we're just disrespecting PD arrays like this gap on the 4 hour time frame. So yeah, overall, I saw that we were disrespecting these bearish gaps. And you can also just kind of see how once we swept out the sell side, this sell side right here, there's an immediate, like, huge bullish candle to the upside. So that's just kind of a sign that we're going to continue higher. Anyway, 1 hour, this is where we start to see more bullish PD arrays getting respected. Like, for example, this gap is respected, this gap respected, and yeah, this gap, I had this marked out because this was basically my higher time frame sponsorship for today's trade. And yeah, I'll get into more of that in a second. So this 1 hour for real gap I was just talking about. This was also a 15 minute, I think it was a 5 minute too, but most importantly, it's a 1 hour for real gap, and it's also at the equilibrium of this range here that I drew out. So yeah, that's just overall a really high probability like area in the market that if we tap into that, we're going to react immediately to the upside. So I had that marked out. There's nothing really on the 5 minute here other than this gap. And I was kind of considering going break even if we swept out this relative equal, or once we swept out these intermediate term highs. But ultimately, I decided to go break even once we swept out this high because we were just displacing so fast and we're really volatile, and I really just didn't want to get break even on this trade because obviously this is a very A plus trade. So yeah, moving down to the 1 minute time frame, you can see probably the most obvious accumulation manipulation distribution that I've ever seen. So accumulation manipulation down into that 1 hour for value gap and equilibrium. And there's also, if you can see this here, this internal stop hunt where we put in a low, faked move to the upside, swept out the low, and then had our real move up. And then that real move up, obviously, that is our distribution. So, yeah. Yeah, anyway, obviously, our accumulation and position distribution. And on the 32nd, this is basically where I found like the last piece of the puzzle here to enter this trade. And it's when we inverse this 32nd, and the entry, I guess, should have been on this candle like this, but I didn't like how we like barely closed through it. Like, I don't even know if we did close through it, did we? Yeah, it's close. We like closed exactly on it. So I waited for the next candle to open and shoot up a little bit, and I entered there. And yeah, target at the unmitigated 4 hour fair value gap that I was showing you before. And yeah, that's basically all there was to today's trade. It was really short. Yeah, let's see how long this was. It only lasted maybe like 2 minutes. So yeah, really, really quick trade for today. I didn't get out exactly at my TP, and basically I just saw how we like edged this, and then we we like we're just kind of floating around here and like going down and come back up a little bit. Normally I would hold through these, but I thought for some reason I checked after and I realized I was wrong, but I thought for some reason there was an S&T. I thought ES had tapped into a 4 hour fairly gap with NQ not tapping into it, but obviously I was wrong. So yeah, didn't take full take profit, but if I did, it only would have been like $60 more, and that's not a big deal. So not mad about that. And yeah, I mean, I'll go over my chart here. Nice. What do you call it? Calendar. Why did I forget that word? My calendar here. This is only my third trade in July because price action has been pretty bad this whole month. So yeah, I mean, good week so far. I don't really know how close you're able to pay. I try not to pay too much attention to that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. So thank you guys for watching this video, and thank you guys for tuning into this channel once again. And I'll try to keep uploading more videos, but it might be hard because I'm working full time now, and lots of my shifts are like 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. So like it's literally 9:30 right now. So I wouldn't be able to make this video if I were working those shifts. So I don't know. I mean, I'll try to post as much as I can on here, try to post as much trade recaps as I can, but yeah, we'll basically just have to see how my work goes. So yeah, thank you guys all for watching. I hope you all have a great day. And yeah,